Hi everyone, what's going on? My name is Jamie Palmer and welcome to another episode with the Binary Destroyer 7.0. So this week has been frustrating, fun, annoying. We basically got a £100 BD challenge in the group where basically we're taking a £100 trading account and seeing how much we can grow it in 1 week. So we started it on Monday and the final day is tomorrow, and we want to see who's traded or who's turned that account into the most amount of money. Now this is all just a bit of fun, just to kind of show people that you can build a small trading account. I know a lot of BD members have actually doubled the account, almost tripled it. Some members have blown it. I'm up on the account, not as much as I'd like to be. We seem to have chosen the worst trading week to trade it because it's the last week of the month, so a lot of unpredicted moves, very volatile. And when you're trading such a small account, it's all about getting a rhythm, getting a running streak. As soon as you start making the profits, you can then risk that profits to make more profits. But initially at the start with £100, it's very small. It is possible, and like I will show you with the results when I get them in, it is very much possible. I mean, I've nearly flipped the account. I'm up nearly, or will be nearly up £200. I've got a couple of trades up running, but I'll update you that very soon. But to answer your question, yes, it is very much possible to build a small account. Now, we had a webinar last week with the BD members, and we talked about setting stop losses, take profits, and the risk reward ratios regarding the Mogwai strategy. Okay, now we've had some huge success with it, but we've also had a couple of members that are struggling. So I wanted to kind of answer the question, why do some trades win and why do some trades lose? Because if you want to be consistent, you want to be a full-time trader, you've got to know why your trades are winning and your trades are losing. You can't just guess, you can't just take trades for the sake of it. You've got to understand and know why trades win and why trades lose. It could be because it broke support and resistance. It could be because they were trades against the trend. You've got to know this. Okay, now I want to show you some of the incredible results in the group, and also I will show you obviously some of the members that are struggling. So I'll scroll down here. Okay, so John, one of our admins, is back. Okay, it's been a while since I posted and don't get used to it. Loving the Mogwai strategy, very simple to use, and price outside the bands, RSI outside the bands, arrow pops, happy days. Thank you, Michael Austin. So as you can see, okay, this particular member, John, when my computer loads up, because for some reason it's been frozen. So as you can see here, he took a nice Mogwai signal here. Again, look at that rejection wick at the top. Look at the RSI overbought. That is a nice setup. And I think he actually stacked his trade. Yeah, look at that. Okay, that is a nice amount of pips to make. It says at the bottom here, £641. And I know John very well. I know this is a live account. So yes, great from John. 9 wins, 3 losses, 1 hour session, doing the Mogwai strategy. So again, another Mogwai strategy here. Mark as well, talking about the Mogwai strategy. Again, Mogwai strategy. Again, Mogwai strategy. Okay, so this is a really, really nice setup. Okay. You can see this nice support area, 1 hour of resistance, nice little Mogwai arrow here, ride the trend. Up 17 pips, a really, really nice trade. Okay, now from these incredible results, we come to here. Trading your strategy, managing your trades. Believe it or not, these are two different things when it comes to learning to trade. Okay, and a lot of BD members get confused and struggle between the two. Okay, now what I mean by trading your strategy, I mean by your strategy inside out. I mean, the correct trades to take, the trades that are going to win, the trades you're going to lose, the reasons why they're going to win, why they're going to lose, the best kind of setups, trades with the trend, trades with support and resistance. Your strategy inside out, and you've traded it for so long on simulator, on demo, on live, you know every possible scenario and what to do in that scenario. You know what to do if you're on a running streak. You know what to do if you're getting consistent losses. You know everything, right? That is completely separate to managing your trades, okay? This is about knowing your strategy. This is about managing your trades, okay? This is to do with where to set your stop loss, where to set your take profit. Am I using a trailing stop loss? Am I getting the most out of my trades? Could I get 10 pips, 15 pips, 20 pips? Am I using a tight stop loss? Everything, okay? So trading your strategy is about knowing what trades to take, and managing your trades is about knowing what to do when you get a trade or when you take a trade, okay? And the reason why I highlight these two important things is because obviously, you know, you watch my videos and you watch BD members as well. They just take arrows, okay? And, you know, we do quite well with it. We make consistent profits. But when we say we just take arrows, I only take certain arrows, okay? Now, to you lot, you might go, oh, yeah, you know, you're just taking arrows here, right, there, left, right, and center. And correct, yes, I do. But I know what arrows are going to be consistent profits and which ones are likely to lose. I can't guarantee that, but like I said, I know my strategy here. Once I take that strategy, I know how to manage those trades, and these are important, okay? Because what I mean is you can't have one and not the other. You can have a 99% win ratio, okay? Meaning, let's say you've got a 2 pip take profit, 100 pip stop loss, okay? You take 99 trades, you take 100 trades, okay? 99 win ratio, okay? So you win 99 of your trades at 2 pips take profit, but that one trade loses, hits your stop loss, set at 100 pips. Okay, let's say 500, but let's say 500 pips, okay, at 500 pips. Even though you've got a 99% win ratio, you're still losing money. Okay, you're still losing money. And that's to do with managing your trades. Okay, you're not managing it properly. Your stop loss is not in place. Your strategy, okay, again, is to do with, am I taking trades properly? Am I taking trades with the trend? Are these trades meeting the rules? Okay, that's completely different to this here. So what we're going to do, okay, is we'll go over some setups that's happened today in the BD group. So I'm just going to flick through them here. Okay, this is NZUSD on the 5-minute charts. Okay, and first of all, off the bat, I can see, in fact, I can see two setups that well, in fact, I like every single one of this setup. And I want to just quickly draw why I like these setups. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to draw my resistance and support. I'm going to draw maybe another one here. And yeah, that is it. Okay. Now, like I said, okay, there's reasons why I just take arrows, okay? Now, if I just delete these zones here so you can actually see, okay, let me just mark them up slightly differently so you can actually see why I take these trades and actually break them down, you know, trade by trade, why I take these trades. Now, these trades happened today. I haven't actually done, in fact, I have done a trade today, tell a lie, and I've done a trade just a minute ago on GP CAD at the top here. Okay, I took a sell trade at the close of this moving average here, the TCA line, and I locked in 5 pips. This was to do with that £100 challenge account. I actually got 5 pips out of this trade. But going back to this setup here, let me go back to this setup here. Let me just delete all these. Delete. And I'm going to delete this one here. And we're just going to break down each setup, okay? Now, let's just go back in time, okay? And we'll have a look at the first setup. So first of all, we popped this setup here. Now, I quite like this setup because it's with the trend. And that's the first thing I look for. Take trades with the trend. Take trades around support and resistance. So when I take this trade, a lot of you lot are saying, oh yeah, you just take trades, Jamie, and they win, you know, and everyone else takes trades and they win. I take trades and they lose. But this trade is with the trend, Like, look at the, I always say this, right? As a rule of thumb, always have 3 entry points before entering a trade, okay? And one of those entry points has to be support and resistance or trend trading, okay? That is crucial. If you're not a BD member, 3 points of rules for entering the market, and one of them has to do with price action, has to do with either trading with the trend or support and resistance. Now, this trade is a nice trade with the trend because look at the zones. Zones are facing up. If I actually draw on my charts here, okay, you know, I draw this trend up here, we pull back. What do you think the next move is? Uptrend, okay? So I know this is the sort of trade that I want to take because I know my strategy. Going back to here, this is trading your strategy. I know this strategy. I know this setup. So what I do now is I manage this trade. How do I manage? I can't. Got to go back to this setup now. Let's go back to here. How do I manage this trade? Okay, well, first of all, stop loss below the low. That's crucial. First thing in is I look at where my stop loss is. So my stop loss is around 5 pips. Well, the low is actually 8 pips. So I would go maybe around an 8 pip stop loss. So an 8 pip stop loss, targeting, again, 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. But because this is with the trend, I can get more out of it. But do I want to get more out of it, or do I want to be happy with the 8 pips? Well, I'd probably stay with the 8 pips. And as you can see, hold on. As you can see, this trade went, if I just bring up my charts here, this trade went 15 pips. So this was a nice trade with the trend, okay? As we pull down here, okay, look at, even though this trade is outside of the zone, okay, what did I say my first rule was? Price action. Is it with the trend? Is it with a support and resistance? Okay, now even though this technically is not a candle outside of the zone, and a lot of people could say, Jamie, that's risky, why are you taking it? It doesn't meet the rules. But look at this resistance area here, okay? Look at that almost double top pattern as price comes up. Again, I know my trading strategy. So I set my stop loss above the high. See, again, that's about a 5 or 6 pip stop loss. So I'm going to go for another 8. In fact, I'll probably go with, let's go with an 8 pip stop loss, targeting 8 pips. Okay, did this trade go 8 pips? No, it lost. It only went 3 pips. So I would have lost that trade. Okay, trade keeps coming up. Okay, trade keeps coming up. Okay, second trade here, right? Second trade here. Would I take this trade here? Okay, let me just go back here. Okay, let me just, I've completely messed it up here. Would I take this trade here? No, I would not take this trade here. Why would I not take this trade here? Why would I want to take this trade here? Yes, it might meet the rules, but again, there's no support and resistance. It's not with the trend. Okay, the actual support area is at the bottom here. See this? So notice how price does bounce off it. When this arrow appeared, it didn't meet any of the rules. Okay, it wasn't, you know, was it just a random arrow. Even though this trade might have won, I mean, you would have got 6 pips out of this trade. Okay, so, you know, you might have won it. But for me, I would look at that and go, meh, it's not the sort of trade that I want to take. I'm not even going to bother looking at it. Again, you know, if you're a BD member, you know, you take this trade and it wins, you know, but that does not necessarily mean it was a good trade. It just won. So price comes back up here, and then we start popping these arrows here, right? So let's draw the support and resistance up on the top here as well, okay? Let's draw the next. So we've actually got an area here, right? So we've got an area here, and to be honest, we've actually also got an area here, because if I follow this resistance line here, okay, you can see here, and we're now up to here. Now, would I take this arrow here? In fact, I wouldn't take this trade here. That doesn't meet the rules, okay? Again, we're nowhere near that support resistance area. But what I would take is, if I zoom in here, this candle here. Now, this is, again, being patient. Being patient in trading pays off. Learn patience. If you have to sit on your hand, do it. learn it. Okay, I wouldn't take this trade. I'd wait for the price to go a little bit higher. I'd see that rejection from that resistance zone at the top. I'd see that candle. Again, I know my strategy. Where do I set my stop loss? Above the high. Let's say, see, this is around a 10 pip stop loss. Okay, so I'd probably try and squeeze a 12 pip stop loss out of this. Again, I want a minimum 1-to-1, so I'd probably target 12 pip take profit. This trade went 28 pips. So, you know, I'm already up making money. Okay, price keeps going here, goes higher. It goes higher. Okay, so let's bring everything over like this. Okay, let's just bring my resistance area over like that. Okay, now your next question is, price got broken. It broke that resistance area. But what I like is this diversion line. You see this diversion? As price goes higher, the momentum in the market goes lower. And what I tend to do with these kind of setups is I go for 5 pips in and out. Yeah, that is pretty much it. Okay, I go for 5 pips in and out because I know diversions with Mogwai Arrow are good. Okay, they're very, very good. The only concern I would have here is it has broken the support resistance area. So for me, I don't want to try and get the most out of this setup. I want to get in and out. So I'd go for maybe 5 pips with this setup, and again 6 pips. Okay, now notice what's happening now in the market. We're now coming down, maybe a potential retest of this resistance line. Now again, if I get a BD arrow or Mogwai arrow around this resistance area, again, might take the trade. Who knows? Let's have a quick look on Euro USD Chef. Okay, again, look at this nice trade with the trend. Look at it. Look at this nice trade. You know, another first price action rules with the trend. You can see here, trend down, pull back, trend down. Okay, now we've got this signal here. Is this a trade? It's against the trend, right? It's against the trend, so it is risky. But the second confirmation I look for is resistance. Is there a resistance here? Because a lot of people and a lot of members will say, you know, when it comes to these signals, is they go, Jamie, that's against the trend. Why are you trading against the trend? Yes, it is against the trend, but have we got a support area at this zone? So I'm just going to go to the higher time frames, and I'm going to draw. I'm just going to, in fact, I'm going to draw a line. Okay, I'm going to draw a line, lines here. Okay, I'm just going to go back in the charts. I'll pop this over like this, and I just want to have a quick look. Have we got an area of resistance? Okay, you know what? We have got a slight area here, right? We have got a slight area. You can see here we are touching about here. So when I go back to this setup, is this a good setup? I go back to the 5-minute charts. You know what? I probably would not take this trade. I really probably wouldn't, because of just how strong this downtrend is. Again, you know, this trade, if you managed it properly, could have got some money out of this trade. I mean, look, you could have had a stop loss of around 20 pips. If you're going for a 20 pip stop loss, you've got to target 20 pips. This trade went 19 pips. So, you know, it's one of them. I probably would have avoided this trade. But, you know, if you're a BD member, you take it and you win it. It does not necessarily mean that what you've done is a good trade. It's just risky. Let's have a look at one more. Let's have a USD JPY. I've got a lot of price action on my charts at the minute. Okay, right. So we've got, let's just break down the last 3 signals here. Pop this like this. So first of all, nice little resistance there at the top. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, beautiful signal this is here. If I just zoom in, look at that candle outside of the zone, resistance area, you know, stop loss above the high. Let's say a 15 pip stop loss. Should we go for 15 pip take profit? This trade sat at 21 pips. Easy, easy in the money. This trade here, okay, would I take this trade here? You know what, I would take this trade here. Again, reason why, it's not with the trend, it's not against the trend, it's in a ranging market. Look at the zones they're facing sideways. I'd take that trade. Okay, next one here. Let me just zoom in like this. Let me just draw my resistance area. Okay, let me just add my diversions indicator in, and I'll let you know if I take this signal. And no, I would not actually take any of these trades. Okay, this one here, I wouldn't take this trade. Bro, you know what? I probably would take this trade. Why would I take this trade? Because we've closed back inside of that resistance area. You know, when I said we've broken the resistance, this is a typical kind of not market maker move, but we break the resistance and then the next candle closes inside the resistance. So I would probably go for this trade. I'd probably set a stop loss above the high of around 22 pips. I'd set a 22 pip take profit. Did this trade go 22 pips? This trade actually went 20 pips. So if I had a stop loss above the high of around 25, let's say 23 pips, okay, this trade actually went 20 pips. So 20 pips. So, you know, if I was managing it, I might have closed early because it was the sake of 2 pips. If I just left the trade run, it probably would have lost, but I don't tend to leave trades running without me actually monitoring those trades, whether it's on my phone or not. And I have a very bad habit of closing trades early. So if I've got a 20 pip take profit and it goes 18 pips, I tend to close it early with that. So I might have won that, who knows. And look, what's interesting now is we've actually come back up to this area and we pop diversions. Look at this, we pop diversions. So if I had a BD arrow here, I would ride this trend down. Again, stop loss above the high, let's say 15 pips, targeting 15 pips. And that is it. And that is kind of, I suppose, how you kind of know your strategy, know how to manage your trades. If you have any questions, drop me an email, thebinarydestroyer@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.